Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Laura. So today I'll be doing a pick a card or pick a deck reading for the month of February. Keep an eye out for our general energy reading or collective energy reading for February as well. So I'm going to insert an image of the 3 decks for you to choose from. And then I will see you on the other side. Okay, so welcome to those who picked the Rider-Waite Tarot or the Chakra Pyramid. Okay. So for the month of February. Okay, so starting off, prepare for the end to something or a situation that has been burdening you, that has been worrying you. Likely you have been all up in your head about it, maybe a bit confused, having some sleepless nights, but this is actually coming to the end. As we see here, you've got the 9 of Swords. I feel like it has been a little bit blown out of proportion in your mind, and that also might be because there's a lot to do. There are a lot of tasks for you to complete. So if you can write down even before you go to bed, write down perhaps what is playing on your mind, or write some plans of action. And because this month is requiring you to do a little bit of work, but it is a positive thing. You have everything that you need in regards to experience and skill. So you're just needing to put that into practice. As we see here, we've got the 8 of Pentacles. And likely this is in regards to work. So you might be making changes on that front, or this has some implications with your home life, finances, all that kind of thing. So yes, you're having fresh ideas, a new beginning. There is still work to do, but you have more clarity moving forward. So this is what the month of February brings for you, more clarity. So where there was confusion, you're being able to see much more clearer the steps forward, and the potential for growth, because perhaps you were not sure that anything would pan out. Maybe you were very worried about not reaching those end goals, but you're seeing things from a much more positive perspective. You can see it logically, yes, but you can see that you can make it through as well. Yes, because then you have the 4 of Wands. So it does require some planning, adding structure. But this is a very positive month for you in the sense that you can see that you are working towards things. You can see that the path is much more defined. And also to the people around you, you feel a little bit more supported. Because these thoughts and these worries and concerns have been holding you back in a way, and you're not actually stuck, but you have been sort of in this analysis paralysis mode, more worried about what could happen, as opposed to just getting going and believing in yourself and your ability to deal with each thing as it comes. The 8 of Swords. Yes, so you have a new beginning on multiple fronts, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. So this suggests that finances might be on the improve. There's movement forward and new opportunities. So if you are looking for a new job, then this is very positive in regards to that, but also to any entrepreneurship, any other projects that you have, changes to home life, moving, that kind of thing. It is, there's a lot of potential there. Positive. And the same with relationships. And this does seem to be the beginning stages of something that is more aligned with your truth, your purpose, your spirituality, who you are as a person. The Page of Pentacles is the learner card. The Page of Wands is a learner card, or an apprentice card. But the Wands is the element of fire, the passions, the drive, the spirituality, who you are as a person, your personality. So this is about learning actually what you have to bring to the table and recognizing that you have much more at hand than you once initially believed as well. Also, when this is alluding to family as well, talking about those around you, there's a lot of improvement in that regard. People coming back onto the same page. For those of you who have had a bit of difficulty in communication between family members, either siblings or children, there is some movement forward, more progress in that regard as well. These are the beginning stages of progress forward. But it is not only in the sense of spiritual or spirituality, but it's also in the sense of practical matters as well. A lot of healing, endings of cycles as well. You're also leaving behind things that you have put a lot of effort into that are not panning out, and it is for the positive. So with regards to others, you are taking a step back from those who will not be on your level, will not see things on the same page, maybe won't meet you in the middle. They won't give anything, or give a little where you would give. They're not meeting you at the table. So you're taking a step back and letting them fend for themselves, so to speak, or figure things out on their own. And they will. It will be a process. But so know that these messages that are coming through, for those who are watching this pile, just take what makes sense to you. It will be different for everyone. And the multiple messages suggest that there's different situations I'm picking up on here. But the World card suggests endings of cycles, making way for new beginnings. It is a very positive card with regards to travel. But in this sense, I feel that things are opening up for you. You're seeing the world anew. You're seeing things from a different perspective, in the sense of there's much more here for you. There doesn't need to be all this struggle anymore. You are done with that. You're done with that. Yes, life presents challenges and difficulties, but it's not to the same caliber as it once was. There is a more easy path forward now. And you just need to maybe make a choice as to where now you put your energy. But regardless of that, and see, we have another a 10, which talks about endings, making way for new beginnings. But this is a very positive card for finances and home life and family life. So this suggests that things are on the improve. You're needing to put boundaries, healthy boundaries up where necessary, but this is all so that you can see this 10 of Pentacles realized. which is beautiful. But yes, you are needing, very drawn to the back of the deck. So you are needing to make a decision which way to go. But you already know what calls to you, what speaks to your heart. Your heart knows the answer already. So now it's just about taking the necessary steps forward. So I'm going to pull one Peace Oracle card just to finish off. I like that you ended on the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so they had other things in mind. We have two cards. So the first card I feel drawn to showing you is Timeless Earth. And this talks about, to me today, about unlimited potential. Things are happening in the pace that they are meant to happen. There is a sense of needing to be in the moment and recognizing that time is not key. Time doesn't matter. Time is an illusion. What matters is every single moment. All you have is the present. So you're needing to choose in the present what makes sense for you right now. Yes, okay, we as humans, we need to plan things, or we need to have an idea of where we're going, but there is a real emphasis on being more in the moment. And with the Timeless Earth, it talks about everything being in constant flow and change and evolution, endings, new beginnings. It's like this constant evolution, constant cycle. And so recognizing that you are putting unnecessary pressure on yourself by focusing on past and future energy solely. What you're needing to do is focus on the present moment and enjoying the life that you have, the life that you live, even with all its difficulties, because everyone has some struggle of some sort. Yeah. And when you think about it, it is beautiful in the sense that existence is, that is something unfathomable in that time, it seems to extend in all directions. What we know time to be is actually false. It's a restriction that we place on ourselves, that we must have things done by a certain time. We must adhere to these limitations. We must adhere to these time frames, because if things happen to us outside of those, it suggests that we've done something wrong. This is the message that I'm getting from this card today, regardless of what would normally come through when I pick this up. And the other card is Resolution. So trust that things will work out. Focus on the present moment, enjoying your life. Obviously, we all have our responsibilities, but remembering that your life is yours to live. Don't compromise on things that really matter to you. Everything will work out in its time, in the way it is meant to. And really, you have limited control over that, other than what you choose to do. So, that is your message for February. Excuse the few tongue ties that I had. Wishing you all the best, and I look forward to sharing more readings with you in the future. Hello, and welcome to those who picked the Smoky Quartz Pyramid or the Shadowscapes Tarot. So again, we will be looking at the month of February and what you might need to know. Maybe some insight, guidance or support for the month of February. Your first card out is the King of Wands. And this card is talking about taking charge. You are likely engaging in some passion projects. Maybe you have your own business or have started up your own business. This card is saying that the power is in your hands. You have a great ability to create, to manifest. And this also comes from a depth of experience. It feels as though February is a time for you to recognize just how much power you have over your situation. And likely for some of you, this is also talking about relationships, friendships, and the like. And there seems to be fresh energy in regards to communication, more flow. So where you have thought, where things have been draining you, and where you have thought that perhaps people haven't been on the same page with you, on your level, you're coming to recognize those connections that are really soulful, that really mean a lot to you, and that are mutual, honoring each other, whether this be romance or friendships, people who you resonate as being part of your soul family, so to speak. And the Page of Cups talks about, in this instance, not only a flow when it comes to communication, open, deep communication, truthful communication, and about feelings too. But this is also about learning who you are now in regards to your social interactions as well, because how you once operated in that sector, in the social realm, now you have a different approach. Perhaps you have embraced more who you are and are more yourself when you're around other people than you have been in the past. And that is because of how you've had some difficulty perhaps with friendships, etc., that have really made you feel like you needed to retreat a little bit or keep some walls up, keep your guard up, and you're recognizing who really has your back. And if you work in the spiritual sector, industry, readings, healings, etc., perhaps you are recognizing who you can really count and depend upon and who you can't, because it seems like there's a lot of conflicting ideas, a lot of conflicting energies, and you're really honing in on what resonates with you and leaving the rest behind. You're standing firm in your beliefs and you're letting the rest pass by you. Which is interesting. There's multiple messages here. And now you get the Emperor card. And the Emperor can be like a strong male figure in your life, like a father figure too. And it's interesting because I feel like you have learned, or those watching this reading have learned to really be able to be independent and look after yourself, not needed to depend on anyone else. But there seems to be people around you that would like to share the load now. And so you're needing to learn to when you really need to do it for yourself, and where you can allow others to support you like you support them. Interesting messages. There's many positive shifts in your life now, in multiple areas, and the Wheel of Fortune talks about endings making way for new beginnings. One significant cycle that is really standing out to me is connected to male energy in your life. And however that resonates, whatever recurring cycle or theme you have recognized in your life connected to masculine energy, whether it be father figure or however that sits for you, that is closed or coming to a close. And so now it's about recognizing that and letting that cycle actually end so that you can embrace this next phase. There has been a lot of learning because you are meant to take all these lessons on board, put them into your work in order to help others, or your interactions with others. However you feel that you are of service, this is what this reading pertains to as well. You don't have to be working in, doing readings and healings, doing Reiki. You might be working in another area that you feel really helps others, empowers others as well. But it seems you've had multiple lessons to learn in many aspects of your life, from friendships to romantic relationships, even family issues, that have really made you learn to stand on your own. But now you're needing to unlearn the defensiveness. Or perhaps that's what you've recognized, and that's now where you are focused. The Ten of Swords, another ending card or another end of a cycle. And this is more to do with thoughts, the mind, ideas, what you tell yourself, how you communicate as well. The feeling that things always have to be so difficult that they can't flow. But I feel that your mind is now being put to rest, so to speak. You're recognizing that these things don't need to play a part in your life anymore. The Four of Swords talks about rest, rejuvenation, perhaps meditation, seeing things for what they are, getting a bit grounded with your thoughts, putting them into perspective, adding structure, so to speak. Yes, because likely you have just come to a space which you have earned, where your wishes have finally manifested, or at least you're seeing the progress and the steps that you have been able to take towards your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Yes, and you have earned it. And so now you're preparing to let go what cannot go with you, what you can't take with you into this new phase. And you have the Sun card, which is a very positive card. Prosperity, happiness, fulfillment. Literally, the sun is shining upon you. Also, it's optimum for the growth of and opportunity. And so you're moving into a beautiful new phase. And it's interesting because too, the Sun card is 19, which then ends up being a 10, which breaks down to a 1. So another ending, making way for new beginnings. See how you're at that precipice. So now your focus is on your internal, particularly your thoughts. Going within and recognizing the things you tell yourself that are false, recognizing in what way you've allowed also the cycles to play out or the patterns to continue because of how you think about yourself, how you have seen the world or thought things are just meant to be like this, so to speak. And so you're doing an inner inventory, particularly in the realm of thought. And you're also going within and thinking about how you can make positive change. You're wanting some ideas, and so that process is about going within. Yeah, because there's many changes happening and likely quite quickly this year for you, and they're all sort of starting to roll through the month of February, hence all the endings making way for new beginnings, the 9s and the 10s in your reading. 9 of Wands. In many areas of your life, things are shifting. And we're going to finish on the Knight of Wands, which also reiterates that things are moving quite quickly. But you are at the helm. So the choices you make, the acceptance, the belief in yourself is integral to the process. Because you can easily hold yourself back. Keep yourself from actually allowing that wheel to turn. Or you can let it flow. Because that's where you're being guided now. And you have asked for many changes. You have put it out there and now it has come to you. Or at least the beginning of the unfoldment. And so you're needing to take that. Accept that now. And accept you deserve it and you're worth it. And while you will need to do some work, obviously, but you will do it knowing that you're getting to where you're wanting to be. You will do the work knowing that this is really aligned with your truth, aligned with your purpose. It just is more soulful. And so we will just get an oracle card. For some of you, this might be pertaining more to relationships, but for others, this is about your passions, what you've always wanted to give a go, and now you're finally going to allow yourself that space to do so. And it requires you to take action. It's actually time now. So this is your confirmation if you were waiting for a sign that, and this makes sense to you in some way and it feels right. If it feels right, then take action. Do not put on hold your dreams, your aspirations forever. you deserve the actualization of those. The realization of those. So, wishing you all the best for the month of February, and I hope you join me again for another one of these. Okay, welcome to those who picked the Actinolite Pyramid or the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Okay. Okay, so the first card that came out for you is the Moon card, which is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana. There has been likely, and whether this be subconscious and you're not quite 100% aware of it, but there has been some fears and worries and doubts, but these are coming to an end. Things have been playing upon your mind as well. There is another message here which is interesting because I don't always get that from this card. But there is a need to embrace more of your strength. Even, dare I say, a little bit of your shadow. There is this propensity to focus love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. Yet there are undercurrents that that make their way to the surface, that need to be healed, that are calling for healing, but you are pushing them back down. There is a purpose to these. They have protected you in some way, have served as coping mechanisms, and they're not negative as you would see them to be. Parts of you that are wanting to be embraced, nurtured, healed, understood in order to bring healing, understanding and progress, movement forward. Also too, this card, the Moon, can talk about intuition, dreams. There's a lot you are sifting through as you sleep as well. But there is a war within you right now. And that is because a part of you is being, you're neglecting a part of yourself. And it is false that any part of you is unlovable. And I feel that is why you have pushed that to the side. But it is time now to embrace the entirety of who you are through compassion and understanding. Because you know your experience. You know what you have been through. You know the lessons you have needed to learn, or that you've had to learn, the even harsh lessons that you've needed to learn. So, and you are human as well, and human frailty, so to speak. So that level of compassion that you give to others, that unconditional acceptance, or that understanding that people are operating from their experience a lot of the time, that same understanding you need to also give to yourself. Ooh, okay, let's see where this goes from here. Yeah. Striving for perfectionism is like a losing battle. Because what is the definition of perfect, really? It doesn't make sense. We strive for perfection. It's something that really is unattainable. It's only false or a facade if we look from the outside world as to have it all together, literally. There has been the development of a relationship. Now, if this is not romantic, because it doesn't have to be, so please just understand that you don't need to place this to a situation. If it doesn't seem to fit, just sort of take maybe the advice, the messages, as something to think about and consider, and then you might see how it fits in your own life, and it might not be how it comes through in this space, okay? But there has been progress. And this is why so many of these underlying fears have been coming to the surface, these triggers even. Yeah. You're needing to go within and think about or consider what really makes sense to you now, and the ways in which you have been showing up for yourself and others that have not been in integrity. And I'm not saying that in the sense of you being shady. I'm saying that from the sense of not looking after your own needs. Allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Now, this is in the past. Not listening to your intuition, not listening to your knowing, not accepting the signs as they present to you. You've got the Seven of Wands, which talks about taking the time to go within and recognizing where maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe this person isn't on the right page, maybe this person is being shady, or maybe I need to be a bit more careful with this person. And just seeing, okay, hang on a second. Is this my intuition talking, or is this a pattern or a trigger? And so why is this coming up for me now? Why? And then, so what do I choose to do with this information once you receive that answer? The Lover's card, yes, this can talk about connections and romance, but it's also a choice card. And so if you've been worried about a situation, maybe you're worried that you're going to put your energy and your time into something and it's not going to be what you thought it was. Try not to hold yourself back from experience for fear of being hurt, but also to make sure that you are listening to your intuition and also communicating clearly. It seems to be your choice how this pans out, or how, this connection, if that's what it's talking about. But even if you think of this more broadly, it's your decision how things unfold in your life. Will you see your life as a positive, or will you continue to choose to feel or choose those insecurities over experience? It seems as though you are seeing quite clearly. You've got the colours of the chakras that come out pertain to intuition and the upper chakras. Also, communication is key. Communication, clear communication. And I think that is what is essential, because a lot of those fears and doubts would be cleared up very quickly if there was clear communication too. And don't just think about it and keep quiet. Obviously, consider before you open your mouth, right? It's always wise we do that. But don't keep festering over something. The scales are coming back into balance. And so this suggests that if we are talking about recurring themes in your life, because this is what these messages or these readings seem to be about for this month, then the scales are coming back into balance. And as long as you're acting within your integrity in this situation, things are having a positive shift. You need to be fair in your approach, and also consider where there is an imbalance in the situation. And I'm talking about this not being in your favor. And then think about why. Is it because you are overextending yourself? Or is it because you may, or maybe you're, or is it because, you know, the other person is not meeting you in the middle, you know? So really take a look and see, maybe the reason why I'm feeling so uncomfortable is because I haven't allowed myself to set that standard. And so I really can't be annoyed at the other party or other parties for not observing my boundaries or not honoring my boundaries, because I actually haven't put them in place. I haven't actually stood firm in those. I've had elastic boundaries, so to speak. And it's inconsistent. But I feel like the key here is about, yes, open and honest communication, about feelings, about, you know, truthfully expressing yourself. And it's also about being a little vulnerable, because there is a lot of emotion underneath the surface that is being ignored right now. And clear communication is going to lead to greater understanding. You got the King of Cups. So this is a lot to do with emotion. All these, most of these cards are to do with emotion, the subconscious. It seems that you've only got the third eye and the throat chakra here. So this does pertain to clear and honest communication and really important connections in your life. It has emotional implications. And excuse me, throat and crown. And then we have the Six of Swords. Things are improving. Things are moving to calmer waters, so to speak. And see, the Swords again is about communication. But the Six pertains to healing in regards to this, and also moving to calmer waters. Things are coming back more into a bit of harmony. But you do have a responsibility to move this forward. You have responsibility through the choices you make in each moment and how you show up and how you communicate your needs. These situations have much potential, but you do have a responsibility to put in the work. So we're going to go to the Oracle cards. This is the Peace Oracle. So excuse me, you have the throat chakra and the crown chakra, and also you have one card of the third eye chakra. So this, if this is in regards to a connection, it is likely a very spiritual one. There's a lot of lessons, yes, and healing to be done, perhaps, or this is a healing process for you and another moving forward, which is positive, right? Not to say that sometimes it won't feel a little uncomfortable, and that is because you're shifting or sifting through a lot. And this, if this doesn't make sense in a situation, perhaps just take on board these messages as something to, yeah, as I said, to consider as you approach the next stages. And part of clear communication is about listening. It's interesting, you've got the listen card. Listen to yourself, your intuition. When you have emotion, just maybe just tune into that or feel into that, because the emotion serves purpose. A lot of the time we bottle it up, or we push it down because we don't want to deal with it, or we don't want to show it because we don't want to seem a certain way, right? But it is important to listen to that because it's coming up for a reason. And also to listen, if you're not sure where someone is, where someone stands, listen to what they're saying. Really listen. And it speaks for itself through what they say and how they communicate, or their lack thereof, or even their silence. Patience. Obviously, patience with yourself and also patience with others. Recognizing that, you know, we're all a work in progress. Don't rush this next phase. And if you feel like you need time, or you need to take more time in certain things, allow yourself that time, because there's a reason. Listen to your needs. But there is much change happening, transformation. And you will see that these connections, if this is pertaining to something in particular, or the events that happen over this month, are sparking a shift and a change within you, breathing more life into your life, so to speak, or into a situation that you might have thought was a bit stuck. But the winds of change are coming. So listen to the signs, pay attention, and have patience with yourself, because transformation and change can seem uncomfortable to begin with. It's for the positive, but sometimes we resist it because it requires a little work on our part and letting go of something that perhaps we've been carrying for a long time, and so we are sort of used to it and we mistake its presence or existence in our space as normal, being comfortable, when in actual fact it's a burden. And so I am wishing you the best for the month of February. This is positive shift, healing, progress, evolution. Be kind to yourself over this month. And I hope that this made sense to you in some way. Wishing you all the best, and see you again soon.